When people talk about Bangkok, the first image that comes to mind is usually that mesmerizing mix of golden temples, glittering skyscrapers, colorful tuk-tuks, and street food that makes anyone salivate. After all, this city isn't just a destination, it's a real assault on the senses. But there's another side to Bangkok that many people don't even realize: extreme luxury. Yes, the famous land of smiles can also be the land of dazzle, depending on the size of your bank account. Here, the hotels are not simple accommodations. They are modernized palaces worthy of royalty. The restaurants don't just serve food, they offer gastronomic experiences signed by the world's most starred chefs. And for those who can afford it, the experiences are so absurd that they would make any mortal's jaw drop. It's no coincidence that millionaires and billionaires from all over the world choose Bangkok as their home or as a refuge for a vacation of another level. Here, the city becomes the playground of the super-rich, where luxury knows no bounds and ostentation is almost a sport. So if you think Bangkok is all about backpacking hostels and a tight budget, you'd better get ready. Today, Bello Mundo takes you to see the Bangkok of the tycoons. Number 1. Ultra-luxurious hotels. If you think you've seen luxury before, wait until you see Bangkok's hotels. Here, staying isn't just about having a comfortable room, it's about living like a king. Forget just a soft bed and a good view. We are talking about modern palaces with personal butlers, private pools, and museum-worthy decor. Want an example? The Siam Hotel, a true haven on the banks of the Chao Phraya River. With less than 40 suites and villas, this hotel mixes Art Deco with Thai architecture, has private gardens, works of art scattered throughout the corridors, and of course a butler at your disposal at all times. But be prepared for a shock. Daily rates start at $600 and can reach $5,000 in the most luxurious villas, and that's per night, no promotional packages. Another icon of the city is the Mandarin Oriental, which has been hosting celebrities, monarchs, and tycoons since the 19th century. Here, luxury means gigantic suites overlooking the river, a top-of-the-range spa, and a hall full of antiques. Now, if you're a real millionaire, you can stay in the Royal Oriental Suite and have exclusive experiences, such as a traditional Thai tattoo done by accredited monks in the hotel's own spa, without having to face temples or long queues. For those who want to splurge even more, there is a personal shopping service where an assistant accompanies guests to the city's most expensive malls. And of course, all this with the right to a private limousine, freezing air conditioning, and fresh coconut water at all times. All this, of course, for prices that easily exceed $25,000 for a basic suite. And if you opt for private residences, it can cost around $110,000 a night, if your bank balance doesn't have you worried about the final price. Staying or having an apartment in these hotels practically guarantees that every minute in Bangkok will be a dip in the best Thailand has to offer. Number 2. Ultra-luxurious mansions and condominiums. Don't want to stay in a hotel? Prefer something more exclusive? No problem. After all, with money in your wallet, you can always find a way, can't you? You may have heard that Thailand is a cheap destination to buy real estate. Well, that may be true in some remote areas, but in Bangkok, the story changes completely. In the more upmarket districts, such as Chidlom, Langsuan, Rajadamri, and Saladang, the square meter costs a fortune. Depending on the area, it easily exceeds $10,000 per square meter. This puts Bangkok on a par with financial centers like New York and London. When it comes to mansions, the game changes. Although the city is dominated by skyscrapers, there are still some properties wedged between the buildings, and the values are absurd. Some of these elite homes go for as much as $20 million. But what makes these properties so desirable to billionaires, apart from their privileged location? Many of these Thai mansions are true architectural masterpieces. Some blend European neoclassicism with traditional Thai elements, creating modern palaces with pointed roofs, exotic gardens full of sculptures and fountains, as well as gigantic halls decorated with antiques dating back to the time of King Rama IV. Now, if you're looking for a more modern and secure lifestyle, residential condominiums offer even more impressive options. One of the highlights is Saladang 1, famous for housing some of the most expensive penthouses in Southeast Asia. We're talking about a building equipped with a state-of-the-art gym, an infinity pool with panoramic views, a 24-hour housekeeping service, and even a private mini golf course. And how much does all this luxury cost? A penthouse unit can cost up to $15 million, and don't think it's just people who want to live in these places. Many foreign billionaires buy these properties as an investment, as the annual appreciation can exceed 9%. Number 3. Ultra gastronomy. Once you've secured some cinematic accommodation, it's time to talk about food. And in Bangkok, eating well isn't just an experience, it's an event. Yes, there's delicious and cheap street food, but for the elite, it's a different game. Here, eating is an art, and if you can afford it, you can try dishes that look like they came out of a futuristic laboratory. There are 33 Michelin-starred restaurants, and the number is only growing. In other words, Bangkok is not only on the tourism map, but also at the top of the world's gastronomy scene. One of the most coveted names is Sawn, which specializes in the cuisine of southern Thailand. The restaurant uses ingredients from the region's 14 provinces to create exotic, intense and spicy dishes served in an intimate and sophisticated setting. The tasting menu doesn't cost less than $200 per person, and that's not counting the fine drinks. And before you think about booking, be prepared to face a huge queue. Now, if the idea is to eat something completely out of the ordinary, Gaggenanand is a spectacle in itself. This restaurant takes experimental gastronomy to another level, with molecular dishes, presentations that are more like works of art, and flavors that challenge any palate. Eating here is like taking part in a show where every dish surprises you, but the ticket to this experience isn't cheap. The menu can cost around $200 per person depending on the wine pairing.